tonight we're fortunate to have with us Shashi Upadhyay. He's the founder and president of Lattice Engines. Shashi, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So tell us what Lattice Engines does.
Lattice Engines is a provider of software and solutions to the Fortune 500 companies, and it helps make their sales and marketing organizations more effective.
Your application can provide very specific guidance to corporate sales teams. What kind of information does it provide?
If you look at any large Fortune 500 company, over the years they've invested a lot of money into building systems that collect a huge amount of information about their customers from a range of different sources. These could include, for example, CRM systems. It could include service and support systems. There's even customer data sitting in order management systems, and then there's a whole host of other external sources like Dun & Bradstreet, InfoUSA, etc. that can provide you insight about what's going on with your customers and how you should be selling to them. Today, most of that data is actually unused. It just sits out there and nobody uses it. The Lattice solution essentially pulls all that information out, puts it in one place, and presents it to the sales rep. So when they interact with their customers, they have information about how to interact with their customers, what's the context behind that interaction, and what kind of product and services should they be selling to them. And in that selling process, what sort of a conversation should they be having with their customers?
Customers have tested your application's performance against their traditional sales techniques. How have they compared? Can you give us examples?
We have one customer that's a leading provider of computer hardware and software to the entire sort of business market. And they really believed in the value of predictive analytics to improve the performance of their sales reps, but they didn't want to do something too drastic. And so what we worked with them was to actually set up an experiment where half of their reps used their application and the other half didn't get to use their application. And these two groups were set up in a way where the historical performance of the two groups had actually been very similar. Within a matter of about 8 weeks, what we found is that the guys who were using our application had inched ahead of the guys who hadn't by between 10 to 15%. And the results were so dramatic that they're now rolling it out to the entire sales force.
This would seem like a salesperson's dream. How does this change the way they work?
Well, in several different ways. One, it makes their life a lot easier in terms of it takes away a lot of administrative work that they used to do anyway in terms of pulling information, collecting data. Secondly, if you look inside any sales organization, sales reps tend not to stay in their jobs for too long. So they're expected to walk in the door and be productive on day one. And one of the things we have gotten a lot of kudos for is how fast someone can become really good at their job, because this application is essentially helping them and coaching them from day one.
Shashi Upadhyay, founder and president of Lattice Engines, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.